In this video, we're going to do some more campaign ad reactions, and today we've got the US Senate election in New Mexico. It's not expected to be competitive, but let's take a look at it anyway. We've got incumbent Democrat Martin Heinrich and Republican Nella Domenici. Let's play them and see what they've got to say. We're going to start off here with Martin Heinrich, and there's always going to be abortion ads. Let's get him out of the way first. Here it is.
I'll never forget being in the grocery store with my daughter when I heard that Roe was overturned.
Like being crushed with a ton of bricks.
I'm absolutely worried about a national abortion ban.
Mitch McConnell and the MAGA Republicans are the ones who recruited Nella Domenici.
The Republicans have an agenda, and that agenda is to get rid of abortion in America.
Why is she coming to this state, and also why is she backed by these people?
A vote for Nella is a vote for a national abortion ban.
I trust that Senator Heinrich will fight against a national abortion ban.
I'm Martin Heinrich, and I approve this message.
Alright, what can you say? This is the kind of ad we see over and over. It's a favorable issue for the Democrats. I think with pretty much any issue, there's always going to be people that are concerned things are going to change. So they've got a bunch of concerned women in this ad, and they've got Mitch McConnell in there. Not many people are a fan of him. So can they trust Martin Heinrich on this issue? Yeah, probably. Is it a good ad? I wouldn't say it's really anything particularly special. But politicians always are going to have to cut ads on this topic. They did it before Roe was overturned, and they're going to do it long after. Now, for the other side of it, we've got to see what Nella Domenici has to say. Here it is.
Family planning, giving birth, they're some of the most important issues a woman has to deal with, and New Mexico has already decided its policy. I oppose any federal ban. Abortion should be safe, legal, and rare. Women should be trusted, respected, and babies should be loved and wanted. We need to do a much, much better job of helping women have the best education access and the best choices available to them. I'm Nella Domenici. I approve this ad.
Okay, so this ad features Nella. She's talking what appears to be sincerely toward the camera about this very important issue. It's already been decided in the state. She's not going to change it. She wants abortion to be safe, legal, and rare. That was kind of a slogan that used to be popular, at least back in the day. I'm not sure how much that holds up anymore. She thinks women should be respected and they should get the care that they need. Maybe thinks she's totally lying and she's an extremist. Maybe thinks she's moderate, genuine, and this is a good look for her. I guess I'd say it's an alright ad as well. Nothing too mind-blowing though. Now let's go on to the second ad for Martin Heinrich. Here it is.
During her nearly 50 years away from New Mexico, Nella Domenici made a fortune selling out American workers. One company she led got paid to help companies outsource their American jobs. And at a hedge fund, Nella led investments into companies tied to the Chinese Communist Party that threatened American jobs. Nella described her tenure there as some of the most enriching years of her life. She enriched herself all right and sold American workers out to do it.
I'm Martin Heinrich, and I approve this message.
Clearly, this is an attack ad for Heinrich. It's got a lot of juicy stuff in here. It paints Nella as not even really having a connection with the state, enriching herself off of outsourcing workers, the Chinese Communist Party. She looks like a monster here. How much of it is completely true? How much of it is embellished? How much of it is not true at all? It's not something most voters are going to have time to research. But I think it does make her look pretty scary. The quality of the ad, I think, is decent. And since Heinrich is the incumbent, I think the ad should land well enough and make voters a little bit more scared of Domenici. Now let's go on to her second ad. Let's dive right in.
I'm Nella Domenici. I approve this ad.
Up to the plate, D.C.'s Martin Heinrich, batting for the radical left, striking out for New Mexico. Heinrich made the border crisis worse, backed amnesty for lawbreakers, voted against more border patrols. Heinrich's policies fueled inflation as prices skyrocketed. And as crime surges, Heinrich betrayed the blue, putting criminals before law enforcement. Heinrich, you're out.
Okay, so that ad had a similar style to the one we just took a look at from Heinrich. The quality is good, it's got the moderately intense music and narration, and it hits Heinrich on the border, prices, and crime. Those are three issues that voters care about, and given Heinrich has been in office for a while, she's saying he hasn't really accomplished much. A lot of times I think individual accomplishment in the Senate is an unfair criticism, but I think this ad is going to be effective enough on painting Heinrich as out of touch on some of the key issues that are going to favor Domenici. And again, how true they are is going to always be up for debate. The only part that I thought might be a little bit weak in this ad is going to be tying it all to baseball. I'm not sure how much a sports metaphor is going to land, but what do I know? Now let's go on to the third and final ad from Heinrich. Let's see what he's got to say.
Nella Domenici may have a name that's familiar, but how familiar is she with New Mexico? Well, Nella hadn't lived in New Mexico since 1973, back when Richard Nixon was president. She'd been living in a waterfront mansion in Connecticut, has a $5 million apartment in New York City, and has spent her career helping Wall Street get richer. And now, Nella's trying to buy our Senate seat. Wall Street's got enough senators. We need one who will fight for us.
I'm Martin Heinrich, and I approve this message.
Alright, so again, it looks like she has nothing to do with New Mexico. From what I saw in a glance is that's not actually true. She does live there, but she does have the other residences that he pointed out. Having multiple homes and a lot of money, that's something many politicians are accustomed to. But for your average citizen, that's going to come off as out of touch. I think the music and the narration here are also going to be adequate, and Nella Domenici does have a famous last name in that state. Her dad was a longtime Republican U.S. Senator, so I think Heinrich is really trying to separate her from her dad's legacy. Alright, let's do the final ad from Nella Domenici. Here it is.
I'm Nella Domenici. I approve this ad.
Martin Heinrich, 20 years in office. What has he done?
New Mexico's crime rate is more than double the national rate. The FBI director called Albuquerque's uptick in murders truly horrifying.
New Mexico's last in education.
The worst state in the country for child well-being.
We are all feeling the pain from the grocery store to the gas pump.
Dollars aren't stretching as far.
Time for a change. Time to fire Martin Heinrich.
Okay, so that's it. Again, some of the same issues there. Crime, education, prices, and Heinrich's been in there a while. He's letting down his constituents. I never think you could put it all on one person, even if they've been in office for a long time. But those are the kinds of notes she's going to have to try to hit. It's an uphill climb for her in this moderately blue state, and she's got to hope voters actually do want to change. Sometimes that does work, and I think it's the right move when you're the political underdog. But at the same time, there could be some voters that don't want a political dynasty in the state, and that would be because she's the daughter of Pete Domenici. Usually I think that's more of an asset than a liability, but the state has gotten bluer. Heinrich should win this seat. I would expect it to be comfortable, but he doesn't seem to be taking anything for granted. I think Nella knows that if she were able to flip this seat, that would mean that it's a massive red wave election. It'd be far easier for that to happen here than in a state like California or New York, but for the time being, does not look like it's actually going to be competitive. So those are some ads for the New Mexico Senate race. Let me know in the comments, what did you think about any of these ads? Maybe like one more than the other. Maybe you're tired of politics altogether. I know you're from the state. Do you see these ads all the time? Let me know down below on your way out. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Join if you'd like to support the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.